Don't trust him, sir. The girl's voice was barely a whisper. So low-key it almost got lost under the soft of the AC and the faint click of Harrison Vale's gold cufflink tapping the leather chair. Harrison froze. For a split second, he thought he imagined it. See, this man, 71 years old, billionaire boss, signed over 9,000 contracts his lifetime. He wasn't the type to get distracted, especially not right before signing the biggest deal of his life in exactly 4 minutes. But something about that voice? Yeah, it hit different. Slowly, he turned. There she was, a little girl, maybe 9, standing near the wall, half hidden behind some fancy white orchids. Dressed neat, navy skirt, white blouse, everything pressed like someone really cared how she showed up in this building. She wasn't supposed to be there. Just staff. Invisible. Quiet. Background. But right now, she was anything but invisible. What did you say? Harrison asked, his voice calm but sharp. The girl didn't flinch. There was fear in her eyes. Yeah, but not panic. It was controlled. Like she already knew speaking up could get her in trouble. But staying quiet would be worse. Don't trust him, sir, she repeated. The man in the gray suit. Don't sign anything he gives you. Not until you check page 11. That landed. Hard. Harrison slowly set his Montblanc pen down. Not rushed. Not dramatic. Just deliberate. Because in rooms like this, one wrong move could cost millions. Or more. Now here's the thing. Harrison Vale had been through everything. Lawsuits, threats, audits, even got kidnapped once back in the day. But never had a 9-year-old kid in his own boardroom told him not to trust his own people. And definitely not his CFO, Douglas Merrick. 19 years. Loyal. Sharp. Trusted. Or at least that's what he thought. Harrison glanced at the closed door across the room. On the other side, Douglas was chilling, probably pouring himself coffee like nothing was wrong, getting ready to walk back in and close a deal worth millions. Everything looked normal. But now, it didn't feel normal anymore. Harrison turned back to the girl. Come here, he said calmly. Don't be scared. What's your name? Amara, sir. She stepped forward carefully, like she'd been trained not to mess anything up in a place this expensive. Harrison studied her face. And listen, a man like him, he built his empire reading people. And right now, this kid wasn't lying. Not even a little. Tell me exactly what you heard, he said. Amara hesitated for a second, glanced at the door, then looked back at him. Decision made. I was here earlier filling water, she said quietly. He came in. He didn't see me. He was on the phone. She swallowed, then dropped a line that changed everything. He said, the old man signs at 10 o'clock. Page 11 is the one that matters. Once he signs, we're clear. Silence. Heavy silence. Harrison didn't move, didn't blink, because deep down, he already knew something was off. See, for the last few years, he hadn't been reading full contracts anymore. His eyes weren't what they used to be. So he trusted summaries. Douglas's summaries. That loyal CFO had been spoon-feeding him the important stuff. Or what looked important. Harrison took a slow breath. Are you sure? He asked. Word for word. Yes, sir, Amara said. I remembered it, because it sounded like something I shouldn't forget. Yeah, that was enough. Harrison pulled out the chair next to his own, the one meant for the CFO. Sit. Amara blinked. That chair? That wasn't for people like her. But Harrison nodded. Today it's yours. She sat down stiff, hands folded, eyes lowered just like she'd been taught. Perfect. Harrison walked back to the table. 3 minutes left. He opened the file, flipped straight to page 11. And there it was, buried in legal jargon. A tiny change. A decimal point moved. What should have been an $18 million liability was now $180 million. Yeah, $162 million difference. Just like that. Clean, silent, deadly. Harrison closed the file slowly, set everything back exactly how it was, like nothing happened, because now he wasn't reacting. He was playing. And Douglas? Oh, Douglas had no idea what was coming. Harrison walked back to Amara, placed a gentle hand on the chair behind her. "Kid," he said quietly, "you just saved this company $162 million." She looked up, didn't smile, didn't celebrate, just nodded. "Yeah, sir." And in that moment, Harrison Vale realized something crazy. In a room full of powerful men, the only person he could trust was a little girl who wasn't even supposed to be seen. Harrison walked back to his chair at the head of the table, but he didn't sit. He just stood there, hands chill on the leather, eyes locked straight on that closed door like he already knew something big was about to go down. Dude had barely 2 minutes, and he used every second like a boss. First 30 seconds, he was thinking about his late wife Vivian, how she once told him that when an empire runs itself, shady people start making moves behind your back. Next 30, that little girl who dropped the truth on him. No agenda, no gain, just pure honesty. Then came Douglas Merrick. 19 years of trust, loyalty, memories, all flashing through his head. And in the final moments, Harrison straight up put on his poker face, cold, calm, unreadable. Door opens. Douglas walks like nothing's wrong. Same old smooth smile. No hesitation, no panic. That's when it hits Harrison. This ain't his first rodeo. Meeting kicks off. Harrison drops a simple question. Douglas answers quick. $18 million. Easy. Too easy. But boom! Truth comes out. It's actually $180 million. Whole room goes dead silent. You could feel the tension. But Douglas? Still cool. Still trying to play it off like it's some mix-up. Not this time. Harrison shuts it down. Brings out the original seal file. Real numbers, real proof. A clean $162 million fraud. Game over. No escape, no excuses. Then Harrison, calm as ever, lays it out. Douglas needs to get up and walk out. Right now. FBI's already on the way. No drama. No shouting, just authority. Douglas doesn't argue. Doesn't fight it. Just gets up and walks out like it's the end of a movie scene. And honestly, it kinda was. Then Harrison looks at Amara, that quiet little girl, who didn't say much but changed everything. No spotlight, no hype, but she just saved a whole empire without even trying to be a hero.
Thanks for watching video. Then I met next video guys. Thanks.